Well, my job is, I'm the state breastfeeding coordinator, basically for the WIC program, and so I plan and develop and implement, administer a statewide breastfeeding promotion support program, breastfeeding promotion support. And what I'll talk about is just kind of like the major things that I do in my job, because there's a couple programs that I run within the WIC program. One of them is the Breastfeeding Peer Counselor program. And the Breastfeeding Peer Counselor program started only 5 years ago. We got funding for it 5 years ago and basically started brand new, no counselors. We are now, as of the end of the month when we do our next training, we'll have over 115 peer counselors statewide. These are WIC moms that successfully breastfed an infant, and they want to help other moms to successfully breastfeed. And then the other program that I administer is the breast pump program. So if moms, say, are going back to work or school after they've had a baby and want to breastfeed, we provide pumps. I also interpret federal regulations because we're a federal program. I have to interpret the regulations and then develop policy, which then I provide guidance for our 70 WIC local agencies, because there's 70 of them statewide. Some of them are multi-county agencies, and provide them with this guidance as well as technical assistance in the area of breastfeeding, of course. And then I coordinate the orientation of new breastfeeding coordinators. Every local agency, all 70 of them, have a local breastfeeding coordinator for the WIC program. And then, of course, the breastfeeding peer counselors as well. I kind of have to orient them and do the training for all that. I really like the variety. It's exciting. It's a wide scope of things that I do, and so I'm always juggling a lot of different things at the same time. But I think personally, for me, what's personally gratifying is impacting the health of the state. We are dealing basically, I think, with an artificial baby milk culture, and it's something that I think probably is the most challenging and frustrating piece of my position, because with all of these health benefits, you just want to scream it from the housetops and wonder why why we are not just breastfeeding in this country. I think the thing that prepared me the most was my master's in public health, because it prepared me for working in public health for the most part, and I can probably get into that later. But I would say that's the first thing that I did was receive that master's, and then I worked at the local level with various WIC agencies around the state, because we ended up moving several times. I think I worked a little over 11 years at the local level, both as a director, a WIC director for a local agency, as well as a nutritionist. And back in the old days, actually, when I say old days, back in like the 80s, we really didn't even have breastfeeding coordinators in the WIC program. That didn't come about till the 90s. So most of my background really was as a nutritionist. But of course I had 3 children, and that prepared me because I breastfed. So I had the personal experience. No matter what you learn in school, I don't think a lot of times it prepares you for the real world. I mean, that could be said for any field, because once you actually are dealing with people, it's different than reading something out of a book. And I always recall my very first day on the job in WIC, and I had all of this book knowledge and, what is appropriate infant feeding, and the mom that was in front of me had a toddler who I'd probably, between a year, 2 years old, and the baby or the toddler had a bottle, and in that bottle was green Kool-Aid. And I really, there was nothing in the textbooks or the lectures that would have prepared me for this. What do you say? How do you counsel? I think that's a huge piece, is that counseling piece. When you work in WIC, you will have moms. That's the job. You have moms in front of you, you have babies in front of you, you have children in front of you, and you have to be able to develop a rapport with that mom. And and get your message across without sounding like you're giving a sermon. That's, I think, the big piece. How do you motivate the mom to actually make the behavior change?